Hello guys, welcome back to a new video, and in this video I'm going to cover how to solve problems using the percent equation, and specifically we're going to take a look at finding an unknown percent. Now for the equation we can use the percent times the whole equals the part. Keep in mind the equation can help us with any percent problem, whether we're looking for the percent, the whole, or the part. We plug in what we are given and solve what we are looking for. So let's jump into number 1, where we have 18 is what percent of 24. So the first thing we're going to do is write our equation in variables. So we're going to do P, which is percent, times whole equals part. And I did a part as A because we already used the P for percent. So now we're gonna plug in what we already have. So we have 18 and 24. So 18 is going to be our percent. So we're gonna write down 18 right here. Oh my bad guys, I mean 18 is going to be our part. We are figuring out our percent, so that's a little mistake from me. So we're gonna get P times our whole, which is 24. 24 will equal our part, so our 18. So this is going to be our equation. And now, of course, always with equations, we want to isolate our variable. In this case, the variable isn't already isolated, so we have to do this ourselves. So to isolate our variable, we're going to use the inverse operation. So we are multiplying, so we have to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 24. 24 and dividing by 24. So 24 divided by 24 will cancel each other out, so we are just left with our variable. So P equals 18 divided by 24. And now we just have to solve 18 divided by 24 to get to our final answer. So we're going to do this by hand just to show you don't always need a calculator to solve a percent problem. So we're going to do 18 divided by 24. So we're going to set this up really quick here and start with our division. So first step we're going to take is we're going to see how many whole groups of 24 fit into 18. Well, we can't fit any whole groups of 24 into 18, so we're going to use a decimal. So we're going to place the decimal after the 18 and put a 0 next to it. And I like to just put 2 zeros just in case. And after that, you take your decimal which you have put here straight up to your answer, and now you know that your answer will be in the right decimal spot. So now we can see this as 1800 or just 180. So how many times does 24 fit into 180? Well, 24 fits 7 times into 180. So we can write the 7 up here. And now we have to do 24 times 7. Well, 24 times 7 will equal 168. 168. Now we have to subtract these two. So 180 minus 168. 168. Like this. So we're going to subtract these two, and we will get to a final answer of 12. 12. So now, as you can see, I already put the next 0 here because, as you can see, we haven't gotten to a clean-cut 0. So this is very nice because now we can just pull this 0 straight down and we will get 120. And now we just repeat the process over once again and we will get to our final answer. So now we're going to see how many times does 24 fit into 120. Well, 24 fits 5 times into 120. So we're going to write our 5 up here. So 24 times 5 will equal exactly 120. So now we have to subtract these two from each other And 120 minus 120 will equal an clean-cut 0, and this will tell us that our answer is done. That we got to our final answer because we went all the way to the most right place, to our ones place, and we can see our final answer is 0.75. But this isn't going to be our answer because we have to make this into a percent. Right now it is in decimal form, but we want to make this into a percent form because we are looking for the percent of 18 is what percent of 24. And we can't plug in a decimal right there because then we won't have the correct answer. So to turn the decimal into percent, you just have to times or multiply it by 100. A very easy trick for this is to move the decimal twice to the right. So 1 and 2. And if you place the decimal right here, you will get an answer of 75%. And this will be our final answer. So right here, we can plug in 75%. So 18 is 75% of 24 basically. So this was the first example. I'm going to do one more example with you guys to get this down fully. So for our second example, we have 14 is what percent of 35. So we're going to do the exact same thing with starting with writing our equation in variables. So we're going to do P, P times whole equals part. Now we're going to plug in what we are given, which is our whole and our part. So 14 is going to be our part and 35 is going to be our whole. So we're left with P times 35 equals 14. So now we have to isolate our variable again. So we're going to do divided by 35 on both sides, like this. These two will cancel each other out, so we are just left with the P. And of course we have to divide the 14 as well, and this will be our next equation. So P equals 14 divided by 35. Now we're gonna do this by hand. We're gonna be doing 14 divided by 35 right over here. So let's set this problem up real quick, like this, 35. So we have 14 divided by 35. So to do this, we are going to start with seeing how many times 35 fits into 14. Well, it doesn't fit even once into 14, so we have to place a decimal and a 0 next to it, and now we can see this as 140. So how many times does 35 fit into 140? Well, 35 fits 4 times into 140. 35 times 4 equals exactly 140. So this one will be a very quick one because we have to subtract these two now and we will get to a clean cut 0 right away. Oh yeah, and don't forget to take your decimal straight up to your answer spot. So now we got to clean cut 0, we basically got our answer already. All we have left to do is we have to make this decimal into a percent to turn it into our final answer. And again, to do this, we are going to multiply it by 100, or we can just move the decimal to the right twice. So we're going to move the decimal twice. So we're going to do 1 and 2. So, and of course, you can place a 0 right here because we have moved the decimal over to the right. And this will be our final answer, 40%. So 14 is 40% of 35. This will be our final answer. So our percent will be 40%. And this will get us to our final answer. So this was basically the video, guys. I hope you understand how to find the percent in percent problems using the percent equation now. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a question in the comments if you have any, and this was Mr. Mathz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.